with Belk, the department store. I'm going to talk a little bit about the human side, starting with value stream, which is the sequence of activities required to complete a customer request. The value stream is those key activities from start to finish and focusing on whatever we can to optimize the whole stream. In that, there's a couple of terms. One, lead time. That's from the point in time when a project is going to begin until it's delivered. And then there's cycle time or process time, which is essentially it's the amount of work or the time it takes to do work. And I want to go through a really simple example of creating a new user on a system. A request comes in, there's a couple of approvals, and then that access is provisioned. You can see that there's some handoffs in there and there's some delays potentially. So here we have an example in each of the cycle times or the process time, the amount of time it actually takes to do the work is measured in minutes, whereas the lead time is up to multiple days. And if we look at that and think, how much time does it take to complete this work stream from start to finish? I'll let you think about that. Dr. Eli Goldratt wrote the book The Goal in 1984, which inspired a lot of DevOps. He also did a Beyond the Goal audiobook that followed that, and he talked about estimates. And estimates, how it's tied to reputation. That if somebody has an estimate, for instance, of 2 weeks, and you deliver late, giving it 3 weeks, your reputation is affected. On the flip side, if you deliver early, your reputation is also affected because somebody says, well, you're putting in way too much of a buffer, so we can't believe anything that you say. And so unless you deliver exactly on the estimate, that you're doomed. And so for our simple user access request, the amount of time it takes is 9 days, because the amount of time when the team says it's going to take up to, they're going to deliver it in that amount of time every single time. Instead, if we were to take all those teams, bring them together into a room for just a few minutes a day, they could deliver that instead of 9 days in 9 minutes. And the beauty of it is that it's the same number of people, the same resources, the same amount of effort, just working together, eliminating that wait time and getting it done and delivering faster. So if we take another example, more to what we would be focusing on in software development, and the typical waterfall cycle, that if we were to introduce a change, say it's just one change, and each of those various teams needs a day to get their work done, with a day wait time between, we've got at least a week's worth of effort or calendar time that's going to expire before it gets delivered. In eCom for Belk, what we've done is brought all those teams together, as you can see listed here, on a daily stand-up, meeting together on a regular basis, and we're now able to take a change from concept, putting it to a customer-facing website within just a day or two. All, again, with the same resources, the same amount of effort, but just working together in collaboration, being able to deliver those changes much more quickly, which is amazing considering and comparing that to a user request, which takes 9 days. But it's just a matter of really deep and close collaboration with all the affected teams, being able to leverage their work together, eliminating the handoffs, keeping estimates as estimates rather than as contracts or commitments, allowing those team members to be able to keep their reputation and deliver early. Along with that, one of the things that we use frequently is agile story points, because those are relative estimates rather than a fixed point in time. And then lastly, looking at lead time for the entire project and optimizing for the whole. So again, back to the user access request, optimizing for looking at the 9 days rather than just trying to optimize each of the individual actors in there, working and striving to eliminate handoffs. My contact information if you want to discuss it further.